Good morning, YouTube Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video on the new Inventory Lab flow. So, as you guys know, Inventory Lab has had some issues in the last couple of, I'd say last 2 months with the API feeds going into Amazon. They have now got it worked out to where you can do your whole shipment from start to finish in Inventory Lab, including paying for and printing your labels. The payment still goes through your Amazon account, but you're allowed to accept those charges within Inventory Lab and then print out your labels. So I wanted to show you what that looks like and kind of some ins and outs along that. I've got a shipment here that I was doing yesterday, and it's going to be about the same setup. You're going to click New Batch. You're going to make sure the box content information is on. I always work in a private setting. Other than that, name your batch however you want to name it and add your items just like normal. Not a whole lot of changes there. I like to name my batches. I've got some bras going on this one. I put blah in here because I have some wholesalers and things, so I usually name them my wholesale name or whatever to expect in, and then when that order gets in, I know that that's the batch. And then today we are working, it's Thursday, July 20th, 2023, and my packers are working on Thursday's batch. So enter your stuff as needed, and then you're going to go ahead and click that submit button. Let's see here, you click the, review batch, the blue button, click send. I like this page if you guys are wanting to make changes. Sometimes it's easier to make changes here as well if you're changing quantities or adding an expiration date. Most of the time, I don't do anything with this page. I just click submit. Then you're going to have this pop up. You're going to request proposed FBA shipment plans from Amazon, and you're going to hit sync. This is the sync button that will then create the batch within Amazon. Once you hit the sync button, it goes into your Amazon account and it will be a a shipment in your shipment dashboard. The other thing to know is that if you've listed anything and you've clicked this sync button, it will then show up as inventory in your inventory dashboard as, nothing available. The point I want to make here is if you list something that is known for IP claims, and you get to this part and now it's in your inventory and it's unlisted, you can still receive IP claims for that. So just letting you know. And if you're worried about listing something, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get a warning letter or not, you can always sync it, let it sit in that batch for a couple of weeks and see if, maybe not even that long, I don't know how long you want to wait. I usually will get IP emails within a week. About a week. And then I know, okay, I'm not going to send that in. So if you're kind of on the cusp and you're like, I don't know if I should source this particular brand, you can go ahead and add it and see if you get any warning letters. You don't want to get an IP claim though. So you can skirt that mess all you want. All right, we're going to hit sync, and then it's going to, let's see here, I got to mute my other dashboard over here. Mute. It's going to go ahead and create a working shipment. You need to know that you can have all sorts of different batches, and when you sync it up, if there is already a destination that it wants to send to, you'll either be able to create or add to the existing. So let's say I went through and I pushed through Thursdays and it sunk up and it wanted everything to go to SMF as well. I could have the option to create a separate shipment or add to the existing shipment. So I know it's confusing sometimes when people first start work in Inventory Lab, understanding the difference between batches and working shipments. You can have different batches go into one working shipment. And if you've already sent this out, you need to make sure you don't add it to it. I did that mistake one time back in the day, and it was kind of a pain in the butt to fix. It's fixable, but it's a pain in the butt. All right, you can do a proposed shipment name, change your shipment name. Again, all of this should look very familiar, same as last. You're going to click enter box contents. You're going to get to this page, and again, it is the same as before. So go ahead and assign anything you want to the boxes. You can do that a number of ways. You can hit this drop-down menu, assign to different shipments. You can select items and then assign to a box. Or my favorite is to click over here and do scan to pack, scan them into the boxes, pack them up, get them ready to go. I like to put packing slips in there, especially with all this change. It's a piece of paper, and my peace of mind and ease is way more important than the cost of a few sheets of paper for each batch that I send out. So I always send out the batches with a packing slip, and I do print the image on there as well. So your options are to print with or without image. I always like to print with the image because I'm a visual person. I like to go and match up my packing sheet with the stuff there. Just kind of look over it one more time, make sure that I haven't forgotten to take anything out. It's kind of your last step before that you could fix mistakes on before sending it out. So just an extra process here we do in the office to ensure we are sending out the correct items in the correct boxes and the correct quantities, etc. Then I'm going to hit transmit boxes to Seller Central. You can either hit this orange button up here or this orangey red button. I'll go with red down here. It doesn't matter on this order because there is only one box to send. If you have multiple shipments here and you want to send them all at one time, you can hit this down here, or you can work on them one at a time. I typically work one at a time just for ease. Now, this page is where you're going to want to go and fill in all your box weights and dimensions. So get a pad of paper, write it on the outside of the box, have a really good memory, enter it one at a time. Whatever your process is, you do you. I do a combination of all of those. If I have 12 boxes, I'm going to get a little notepad out and go to box 1, weigh it, write down the dimensions. Box 2, weigh it, write down the dimensions, etc. for all 12 boxes. If I only have 1 or 2, I'm probably just going to enter 1, go over to the computer, put it in, go to the second one, put it in. Whatever your situation, whatever works for you. I've done all of them. Up here, you're going to want to complete shipment in Stratify. Stratify. There we go. Stratify. In Stratify, that is FinilizeLabs process for communicating with Amazon. Complete shipment in Seller Central will allow the system to know that you're going to go over into your Amazon account and then complete the shipment there. If you are doing, I don't know, there's a few reasons why you may want to do that, but probably 99% of us here are going to want to complete in Stratify. The shipping method is going to be the SPD partnered carrier. That's the UPS. And then your weight must be greater than 1 pound. Dimensions must be greater than 0. I always round up. So if I'm at 12.5 pounds, I'm going to put 13 in there. And same for dimensions. I don't ever put 0.5 or 0.6. I just round it up. I did a little test back in the day with playing with points of decimals and just rounding it up, and the price was the same. So I'm paying the same on the labels. When I also am doing my boxes, I will kind of leave them open, and let's say they are 25.5 pounds. I'll round it up to 26 because I know I'm going to put some void fill and some tape in there. If I am needing to add a little bit extra, you can go ahead and add a pound on there. It's really not going to change the price you're going to pay to ship those items, those boxes out. Most of the time, it's not going to change it at all. And if it does change it, it's very minuscule. Where you want to watch yourself is if you are too far off and UPS starts weighing your boxes and measuring your boxes and it's significantly off, they will go through and they will start auditing you and charging you the difference. And those are very hard cases to combat. I've seen some people on the forum boards that are getting chargebacks because they underestimated their boxes. They were taking like 10 pounds off, 5 pounds off each box to save on shipping. And now it's a pain in the butt. I don't know too much about them. I just know what is on the public forums. So go ahead and enter in all your box weights and dimensions. I did mine, and I had 3 boxes that were all the same. They are mediums from Lowe's, I think. I can't remember. I got some free ones from somebody moving. So I can go up here and populate up here. and it will populate all the way down. So I didn't want to do that for weight because I have 48, 31, 28 on the weights, but my dimensions are all the same. So 18, 18, 16. And if you do it on the top, it will populate all the way down. We are going to get this next that, let's see here, where I got to go over here. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. Number of boxes is 3. We're going United Parcel Service, UPS. Total shipment weight 107 pounds, and it will be an estimated $41.45 for 3 boxes. So what is that? About $14, $13 a box. Not too bad on shipping rates. You can either decline the charges or accept the charges. When you accept, it will give you this, and it will say you have 24 hours to void the shipping labels and make changes once the charges are accepted. Are you sure you want to do this? If you are sure, you're going to click yes. If you're unsure, click no. Go do a double check, triple check, whatever you are worried about, go double check it now. If for whatever reason you do void it and it's, oh my gosh, I need to void it, make sure you get in there and void it on the quicker rather than ladder side so that you don't have to eat that shipping. You can get it refunded to you. It does take several days, up to about a month, to get shipping charges reimbursed from you when you go through Amazon, whether it's merchant fulfilled or FBA boxes. Don't expect your refund right away. I've always expect a long time. You're going to click yes, and then you're going to get a PDF download. That's kind of the new part of this. It was easy to miss if your eyes didn't catch it, because mine went up here sometimes on one of the computer. It went up here and just had like a little download. And then down here on this computer, it goes down and says your PDF. It goes into your downloads in your computer. And you want to make sure you get this green success. If you don't get this green success, then something is wrong and you need to go fix it. My top ones are usually expiration date missing, maybe an item is no longer in the category or catalog, something like that. So you're going to click on this PDF. I forgot to mention, I'm also going to show you how to reprint these in an 8.5 by 11 if you are using a regular standard printer. You're going to get your labels just like this. Most of us use 4x6 labels that come out on a Dymo or a roller. Rolo, not a roller, a rolling Rolo. There we go. Some of the things to note is it will say box 1 of 3 up here, 48 pounds. On the next label, the secondary one for each box gets 2 labels. One is for the FBA facility and one is for the UPS to scan to show that you paid for shipping. On the UPS one, it will have your box dimensions. So if you're kind of wondering, oh, I forgot which one was box 1, box 2, box 3, whatever, you can look at the weight and dimensions and get them matched up appropriately. With this new feed, they are going in order that you put them in. There was a couple of weeks there where you would go box 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would spit you out 1, 3, 2, 4, and it was very confusing. It will have your shipment name right here, the date you created it, ship from, ship to, or ship to, ship from, and 2 labels on each box. They're supposed to go on the side of the boxes instead of the top of the boxes, because when the UPS people are scanning it, they're trying to save their back. So before it was always on the top, and then they'd have to move the boxes around to get to the next label. And now they can just scan down your row of boxes and help their back out. Here is what you do if you want to print it in a, let's get rid of my face again. If you want to print it like this, and these are great if you have shipping labels. I'll get one out and show you what it looks like in a second. You can get these labels free at ups.com. Go and create a free account and then get free shipping supplies. You can get these labels. They do say UPS, only use with UPS on the side. I can't remember exactly. But in order to get to this page, I double-clicked on the file from my download files, and it opened it up in Edge. You want to get to something like that, whether it's Edge or I'm sure there's alternate programs out there. Then you're going to select Print. It's going to, at least mine defaulted to Portrait, All, you're going to select 8.5 by 11, which might have been the default there. Print, fit to printable area, and then this is where you need to change. Pages per sheet, change it to 2, and boom, you've got it there. Now I'm going to pull out one of those labels to show you what I'm talking about. It says for UPS shipping only. So where did we go here? There we go. So these are free at UPS. So if you're just starting out, go make a free account. Go get a case of these. You can order 50 a month on your internet, on the website, just 50 a month. If you need more than that, you can call them. You call them, go through the phone tree, select whatever it is to schedule a pickup, and that will get you a person. That's the key right there. Otherwise, you go round and round and round. Once you get a person, you say, gosh, I really need to order some more supplies. They'll ask what number it is, have that number handy, item number, whatever it is, and then you can order as much as you want. I once ordered 300 and they gave me 300. It does say at the top there for UPS shipping only. I may not admit in the court of law that you can just cut that part off if you want to use it for other things, but you did not hear that from me at all. All right, guys, that is the new Inventory Lab workflow, start to finish, with all the tips and little tricks in between on what you need to do so that you can get your labels printed. I hope I answered kind of the big ones on places that, things that will happen to you that have been common in the last week. If you created a shipment that was before, I'm going to say last Wednesday, maybe Thursday, let me pull up my calendar. Right around the 12th, 13th of July, they pushed this new thing through. So if you created batches before that, you're going to have to go through the workflow on Amazon site. And that's fine. Your new batches going forward will be this process, and that is fine. I had a few batches from last week, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not using the new system. It's because the batch was made in the old system. And then let me really quickly see if on the create a batch, if there was anything I am missing just before I stop filming here. So let me grab that, and you guys can see what the new batch looks like. There we go. Back to this, and I've got to share my screen again. Perfect. So the new select a batch, same thing. You're going to do a batch name, whatever you want. If you want to do a buy list from Scoutify, which is amazing. If you are out scanning at the stores with Scoutify, go up ahead and put them in a buy list. You can do that here. You can also get a CSV file if you want to take that. Let me talk about that for a second. If you're doing a buy list in the store, like you're at Kohl's, for example, and you're adding bras and pants and whatever to Kohl's, we know that Kohl's has a really hard time figuring out a cost of goods. It's, take 10% off, and then it's Tuesday, so take another 5% off, and then you've got your tax, and then you've got your Kohl's cash. And so it's really hard to know what you actually paid for it at the store. So I will put in the cost that the item was. So if I'm getting bras and they're all $7.99, or pants that are $11.99, and that's what the clearance tag says, I put that in my batch, and then when I get back, I'll email it to myself as a CSV file, open that up, take out my receipt, and then you can clearly see that all $7.99 items are now $5.34. So you can do a find and replace, or you can do it manually and change all $7.99 to $5.34. Then I'll do the $8.99 and the $9.99. You only really have about 5 different prices that will be within that receipt, and all those prices will be the same, usually the same discounted. If you're in the same category, sometimes you get an extra discount or no discount for different toys and stuff. But I just look at the receipt, and then I'll fix up that CSV file. Now I've got a true cost of goods, right? And then boom, upload that into my batch. And I've got all my cost of goods streamlined, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ship from address. You could ship from a whole bunch of different addresses. I ship from at least 3 or 4 consistently. Packing type is going to be individual products for most of us. Channel FBA, workflow, private. Labeling preference, I will label all my own items. Provide box content on using feeds. We want to have that on. Min-max, I do not capture it in Inventory Lab because it syncs over to Be Cool, and Be Cool manages my min and max. But if you don't have a repricer and you want to do that, go ahead and do that. Shipping method is going to be small parcel delivery. That is the UPS option. All right, that is all the ins and outs. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I'm missing anything or you have a little oddball thing that I did not cover, please go ahead and ask it down below. With this whole system changeover, sometimes you are so, like, things have just gotten messed up. You've doubled your batch, you've unsynced or synced, or you don't even know what you did. Sometimes it's easier just to go into Amazon, close those batches down, just delete them, and start fresh and get everything in a fresh new batch. Sometimes that's less of a headache than trying to fix whatever you did. I've been there, guys. I've been there where you get things and it's so clustered and it's like, wait a minute, did I have 2? Did I have 3? One was damaged. Did we put that in right? Maybe a G10 error happened and now we got to go pull out something. Sometimes it's just easier to say, okay, we're just going to start from square one and get it loaded up and go. All right. Take care. Have a good day.